With most of NFL Week 2 behind us, several teams are dealing with surprisingly sluggish beginnings. One of the teams predicted to make the playoffs this year with a 0-2 record is the Baltimore Ravens, the current AFC top seed. Those teams are the Los Angeles Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Cincinnati Bengals. All three teams are anxious to start Week 3 without going to the dreadful 0-3 mark. The Carolina Panthers are also currently languishing at 0-2. They have only scored 13 points in their last 2 games, making them one of the NFL's most malnourished offenses. Does it imply that Bryce Young should be benched and written off as a sunk cost? Besides the Panthers, there are other teams with quarterback concerns. The Miami Dolphins quarterback depth chart now only includes Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle, meaning Tua Tagovailoa's imminent extended absence is looming. Can Mike McDaniel keep the Dolphins competitive until Tua returns, or are they doomed? And after the New Orleans Saints defeated the Dallas Cowboys on the road to get to 2-0, what are our thoughts on them? They could be an NFC contender despite not being the best in their division. NFL Stats Central, up-to-date NFL schedules, stats, odds, and more. More of the most noteworthy exaggerations from Week 2 of the 2024 NFL season may be found here. Without Tua Tagovailoa, the Dolphins are condemned to fail. There's no denying that the Miami Dolphins felt a little helpless after their 31-10 Thursday Night Football defeat to the Buffalo Bills. The squad suffered a 21-point loss, and starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa was out again due to a concussion. With 4 confirmed concussions since the 2022 NFL season began, Tagovailoa's future prognosis is uncertain. Although there are others who believe he should put up his pants in order to protect his long-term health, he apparently wants to keep playing. It seems like Tagovailoa will be out for an extended period of time, regardless of his decision. This will not be good news for the Dolphins, who have a 1-4 record in games that Tua has missed in his more than 2 years as Miami's head coach under Mike McDaniel. However, it's still too early to write the Dolphins out. Even with Thompson as his best quarterback, McDaniel still has weapons like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane at his disposal, so he can still plan enough plays to keep the offense going. Additionally, Miami could not fall too far behind in the AFC wildcard battle if Tagovailoa returns to the field sooner than most anticipate. Tua Tagovailoa. If the quarterback leaves the team with a concussion, the Dolphins' prospects are bleak. The Ravens' 0-2 start has put them in danger. After a tough defeat to the Kansas City Chiefs on the road in Week 1, Ravens supporters were likely left feeling let down. Their frustration will only intensify after Baltimore lost to the Las Vegas Raiders 0-2, blowing a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. Ravens shouldn't give up just yet, however. True, they have lost by 99 and 123 yards respectively, but they have still outgained their opponents twice. Despite the squad bringing in 3 new starters along the offensive line, their defense has held up well, and their offense has been passable. The Ravens should be in a better position to win some of these closely fought games as their offensive line settles in. The Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals are their 3 next opponents, so they need it to happen quickly, but they still have time to get into what should be a tight AFC North battle. The NFL South's top team is the Saints. When the Saints destroyed the Panthers in Week 1, a lot of people were impressed. However, few expected them to treat the Cowboys the same in Week 2. In a game where Alvin Kamara scored 4 touchdowns and Derek Carr completed 11 of 16 passes for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception, New Orleans defeated Dallas 44-19. There are many reasons to be optimistic in New Orleans, as Carr and Kamara seem to fit in nicely with the Saints' new-look offense coach Clint Kubiak. If their offensive performance continues to be high, the Saints may emerge as a serious contender in the wide-open NFC. However, it may be too soon to declare the Saints as the undisputed top team in their division. Todd Bowles' team won't easily give up the championship to the Saints, since the three-time defending division champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, recently defeated the Detroit Lions 20-16 to get to 2-0 for the sixth consecutive season. And as Kirk Cousins becomes more used to playing with his surgically repaired Achilles, and in Zach Robinson's scheme, the revamped Atlanta Falcons could still think they can win the NFC South. The quarterback's problems in Week 1 have already derailed the Atlanta Falcons hype train. Bryce Young has to be benched by the Panthers. Well, if performance was the only factor in this, then the Panthers should definitely bench Bryce Young. This season, he has not played well at all. Through 2 games, he has not scored a touchdown, has thrown 3 interceptions, and is uneasy in the pocket overall. However, the 36-year-old veteran Andy Dalton is the Panthers' backup quarterback, and they are not going anywhere. Since they brought in head coach Dave Canales in an attempt to ignite the second-year quarterback, they have nothing to gain by benching Young. Though it doesn't appear to be over yet, the Panthers' young period may not be beautiful at this point. Should his difficulties continue, Carolina would likely need to consider giving up and trading for the man who was chosen as the top choice in the 2023 NFL Draft. However, it won't occur until later on, assuming it happens this season at all. Bryce Young. Despite setbacks, the Panthers head coach declares that Young is their quarterback. The Rams are no longer a contender due to their injuries. Rams' defense suffered a major deal with Aaron Donald's retirement, but he is not the only player the squad is without. Injuries have similarly ravaged the Rams' offense, and in Week 2, things just got worse. Due to an ankle injury, Cooper Kupp missed almost half of Los Angeles' 41-10 defeat against the Arizona Cardinals. Following the game, he was seen wearing a walking boot. He became the latest addition to a long list of injured Rams players, which also included tight end Tyler Higbee, ACL, guard Steve Avani, backup left tackle Joe Noteboom, ankle, and receiver Puka Nacua, knee. Matthew Stafford won't have as much security or armor around him. Los Angeles will find it difficult to make up for its defensive shortcomings with offensive productivity, unlike the Rams' previous season's postseason success. That may keep Los Angeles in the NFC West abyss, particularly if the Seattle Seahawks and Cardinals keep performing better than expected in the preseason.